My collaboration started now a couple of years ago because I think for me, having worked in fashion, you soon realise that things don't always happen as quickly as you think they're going to happen. So although this is our second collection, the time that's gone in, the effort, the planning, the choices that we've made over the designs and the direction that we're going to take, it's been a while and it's been considered, and that's what I've really liked about it. We've really taken our time about this. This all came about. Firstly, I'm from Norfolk, and this is where Start-rite are also based. It's the home to Start-rite, and I was also a Start-rite kid. My mum always had me in Start-rite shoes. In fact, I've still got my first pair of Start-rite shoes, and so I've always understood the ethos behind it with their fitted footwear, which my mum always insisted was really, really important. And she used to be a nurse as well. So I think that when you're brought up to understand, what a good pair of shoes can do and how they look after your feet, you have a huge respect for that. And also then it just seemed like the most automatic move. I've worked in fashion now, but this seemed like a really nice progression to explore. And I think just the feedback, the response has been incredible. The way that they look, I'm so proud of everything that we've produced. This season's collection has been inspired by quite a few ideas, but we did look at the sort of more luxurious Baroque sort of feel of things that's been out there as well, and also just the names as to how I came up with what we've named the collection and the shoes. I wanted to keep it with the musical vein, so the first collection had operatic titles and the second collection's got operetta titles because it's a lighter season, it's a spring-summer season. So I just wanted something that was going to look classic, that mums and children obviously are going to love, and that is going to have everything that you're looking for as a buyer, that they're going to be durable, you're going to get your value for money, and they're going to look fantastic. That's something I really, really feel very, very passionate about, that the shoes, they're children's shoes, but you don't want children walking around like in clown clothes. The first thing that I find that quite surprising is as soon as people start designing for children, everything's covered in ABC and primary colours. But they're children. They want to look stylish, and children know their own minds as well. My children are my little muses, so it's like we've almost got a focus group in my kitchen. So when the first edition of the shoes come through, the first samples, I put them all out, and I like to see which shoes my children go for. Having two girls, it's also nice to get the boys' opinion, so I get my godsons over as well. And how can you not be influenced by your own children? You learn very quickly, you understand, you'll get an understanding as to what they like to put on, how they work with Velcro straps, how they work with buckle straps, and just what children like. Well, mind you say that, but it changes every day, right? When it comes to where the inspirations come from, obviously you are going to look at and be influenced by what is going on the adult catwalks. But again, I still think, and I feel very strongly that children should look like children. So I will get inspiration and maybe look at the colours and the monochrome influence, for example. The brogues, and just whatever else is on the catwalk. But I think first and foremost, I want the fit to be right, and you obviously want them to be comfortable, but you want them to look really, really cool. You want them to look luxurious. And I think what we've done is we've put together a perfect combination of both those things. And I think it's, as well, I like mixing textures. I like there to be an element of surprise. So, for example, the leopard print that you find within the shoe, there's just always something more to look at. There's always added detail. And the heritage that Start-rite has, I rely so heavily on their knowledge. At the same time, I think it's nice to be able to go into the meetings and go, look, leopard print, let's just do this in bright red, and they listen, they take that on board, and they put up with me. So thanks, guys. I get asked this a lot, do I design for mums or the children? I think first and foremost, the children are the ones that lead the buy. I mean, there comes a certain point where people refer to pester power, where there's only, you only have so much control before the children are saying, I want to go out in dealy boppers and welly boots and no one can stop me, or you could try. But, I know as a mum what I'm looking for. And I also know that I want my children to be happy. So I think the answer to that is for both, really. And I think that when you've got a mum who is designing for the mum and the children, who has that double understanding, you're going to have a different kind of design. I don't profess to know everything at all. I'm still learning as I go along, but at the same time, as a consumer, I know what I like. The shoes that I'm making at the moment are shoes that I would have loved to have worn for sure, but actually I want to wear them now. I've said to Start-rite, can't you just make them in bigger samples so I can wear them? But I mean, these, for example, ow, they hurt my heart. These really are a labour of love. I look at these shoes and I think that they don't have to just be your standard primary colours and flashes and whistles and sparkles, but they can go with everything and look classic. First and foremost, I have Start-rite's experience to lean back on, which is fantastic. So if there's any sort of far out ideas that I suddenly come up with, they can either reel me back in or totally, push me to the forefront. And it's nice to bring that more fashionable edge and surprising edge to their designs as well. But what I really look out for is that I want something to be eye-catching. When you're walking down the street and you see a pair of shoes and you know instantly that the handwriting on that shoe is so identifiable that you know that will be a Myleene Klass with Start-rite design. I think when you train as a musician, you have to have a real... when you train as a musician, you have to have a real sense of versatility. And so I don't see what I'm doing today as a huge departure from what I studied at, weirdly. I think the creativity is still there, the idea of working with a group and listening and just coming up with creative ideas. I really enjoy that process. I am desperately holding on to the reins at the moment as to who gets a choice. It's still me, barely. I think just purely because I do want them to make their own choices, of course, and to express themselves. But at the same time, I need to get out of the house. And as any mum will tell you, when you're waiting for your child to try on their third, fourth tutu outfit, and they make as sort of many costume changes as we do as adults, it can take a long time. But yeah, of course, I like to see what their choices are. I like to be guided by them. But I just like to move things along a bit. I think the same way that everyone else does, just a hope and a prayer and just chancing a lot of it, really, just hoping that you can fit it all in. I look at all the other mums here even today, and we were just discussing, how does anybody fit it all in? I think you just kind of we all just get away with it, really, don't we? Plans for the rest of the year, it's just to see my Start-rite collection grow bigger and bigger and expand and go into different territories. That'd be wonderful. And I've done it with existing projects, so I don't feel that it's something that is just a pipe dream. This is something that is that we've realised and that I would really love to see come to fruition. But yeah, the fact that even just to walk into Meadowhall here and see the shop window with the photos that were so long in the planning, and then the designs as well, and even just looking at the children and how we thought that how we're going to get them to stand still and how we're going to get across the message of what we're trying to portray. It's just really lovely to see it all come together and see it in that window. So we'd just like to see a few more of those windows out there and meet more of the customers, meet more of the children. I've been doing the fittings. Start-rite taught me how to become a fitter. And I mean, again, this is the thing. It's like, I started off as a musician. I should be locked in a practice room somewhere doing scales. And I really love the fact that, I've been able to branch out, and I never would have dreamed that any of this was possible, that this would be a reality. So this is wonderful. I'm enjoying every minute of it. So more, basically.